We could also just call it non-human biscuits. Yeah, yeah. Hello. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Spicy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Do you just, like, while you're, like, doing things, do you just kinda, like, do this with the nips? Or my other question is, for the nips, is there, like, a special like, it would be cool if you could have, like, a setting on your mouse pad, so, like, if you touch the left nipple, it does such and such, and you touch the right nipple and it opens apps. The left nipple is, copy, and the crease between them is paste, and you have to squeeze one peck in order to get something, and you have to go like this to his lips, like I don't know if that's impressive. What? That's work friendly? Okay, okay. It seems so questionable. Oh, yeah, we are, wait, I'm Anna. We are non-human biscuits. Peter Podcast. Like to watch what? Oh, okay. Because I was like, "You wanna watch what? Watch The Neighbors?" I bet you there's someone in this world that has a sexual fetish for people taking out the garbage. I bet you. So and then they look out their window, it's like trash day, and they're like, "Gotta get the tissues ready." Or if they have a spouse or something, they're always like, "Take out the garbage." Yeah, like jacking off. Yeah, garbage. I just feel like there's so many strange things people get off to, like, if you have a foot fetish, I don't know if I should call it strange. It's just people person to person. But, people like feet, and I don't really get that, but, you know, yeah, I'm like, I don't get it, but I guess it's like, it's a thing people are into sexually, like, turned on by feet. No. Gotta get it lubricated. Thanks. I see what you're saying. I guess it depends. It's kinda more like a butt plug, right? If it's a big toe.
I'm sure you'll hear me now. Oh no, okay.
Oh my gosh, have we just been, like, talking forever without
She can hear you. But like I'm sure the conversation sounds weird when you start talking about toes and then ask me a question and she
Oh
can.
yeah, I was just like, the big toe can be a butt plug. Hey, guys have to listen to everything. June is speaking gold.
Oh
Okay, we need
yes. I was telling Anna Aubrey about like I like when other person suck my finger and then I can put it in their hole. That's hot, but not toe sucking, you know. But yes.
Yeah, I mm,
Well, I'm sure there's other people who love it. We don't dislike it. Well, I dislike it as a person, but we don't think it's worse or it's a bad thing then you makes you less of a
yeah,
human
yeah.
and you should die in the garbage. No, we're more like, hey,
And then get turned on by it. You die in the garbage, and they're like, "Yeah, that's my
yes,
thing. People dying in the garbage."
that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Anna's
And
fetish.
then
Mhm.
another person's fetish is bringing people back to life and making them take out the garbage.
Oh my God, have you seen Nurse Ratched on Netflix? I
No.
spent until 5 a.m. finishing it, which is so bad. But I did it anyway. There's apparently like a sexual fetish of like someone find sexual pleasures by poking at someone with needles, and it's a show about mental illness, and it shows one by one. It started as a kid when he was young. He was a rich boy, of course, so none of the people would talk about it. So he would start poking people with little things, and then it got bigger to a needle, and then it got kind of violent until one of the gardeners like got like poked on, and this was all the second-hand people and the boy was rich, so no one held him accountable, and the mom is an enabler. And I was like, wow, well, at least I don't
That's
have that
really
fetish.
messed up.
Yeah, and then I recommend watching it because the show is literally about all these people with mental illness, and it was, yeah, I did not
Hard
find,
to watch.
yeah. Mhm. Well.
Well, I do think that is like a thing where some people where
Ah,
their pleasure is in pain.
yeah.
I mean, there's like SM, like I guess M, like receiving pain, masochist.
Mhm.
But um, I mean, there's like some people. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but some people like their bones being broken, and that like sexually turns them on.
No, no, I don't. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Well, hey, okay. Like, I'm gonna set a scenario up for you. You meet the sexy boy. Maybe he
No,
even looks like the guy in that picture. And then you go to the sexy times, everything's so great. You're like, yeah, you do it well, boy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then he's like, all right, for the finale, I want you to break my fingers. What is that your answer? No comment?
I'm I'm leaving. I'm not even asking anything. I'm just gonna leave. If someone's asking me to break their bones for sexual pleasure, no. Aubrey said bones being broken. That's an expensive, sexy time. Laughing emoji.
Yeah, and long heel time.
Oh God, what's wrong with you?
Unless you're an anime character and then your bones heal like the next day or like during like 2 minutes later. You like get kicked into a wall of bricks and somehow you don't have a concussion and you're just like, I don't have any broken bones and you just keep fighting. So yeah. But in real life, yeah. Yeah, and there's people who like knife play,
Sucking
and so they
blood,
have
sucking
scars all
blood.
over their body.
Yeah, hemo foes something. Hemo phase. whatever. People sucking blood. That's how STEs get spread around, bitch. What's wrong with you? Like,
June,
what?
you should. I just want you to show up, like right at that moment where they're like, "I'm a vampire. I'm gonna suck your blood," and you're like, "What's wrong with you?"
Ew. Why can't we just
No.
like be normal and just love wet ass pussies and be like, yes, I love wet dicks, wet pussies, wet human genitals, and regular vanilla sex. So why do you have to fucking involve blood and bones? Oh my god, Rihanna does say that. Nah, 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 come on. And chains and no, she said chains and whips and something bones.
Excite me.
Oh god. Rihanna, why? But yes. Good for you if you do that and if you're an agreeable people. I don't even want to be friends with you. Have fun, but don't talk to me, bitch. If you have both broken bones or people want extra spice. If you want to add extra spice, just like I don't know, go out in public and do it. I recently watched a porn last night. It was a guy in Korea just literally going naked in public. He had a bomb body, but I'm like, don't you get afraid that you're gonna, but hey, if he's excited and people are okay with it and they're also like joining in on the fun, that's spicy, like the maximum spicy on my heart, but like breaking bones, no. Nope. Nope.
Being naked in public, that's okay.
Yeah! As long as like you don't harm other people and their eyes, if they don't want to see it,
Yeah,
get the
true.
fuck out of there. Because there could be kids, but if you like public play and stuff, do it, but do it at your own discretion and other people's. Because like you might go to jail, but hey,
Yeah, like how did he not go to jail? It's so weird.
I know, right? There's camera everywhere in Korea, but I guess who knows? Uh,
Maybe
that's
the police look at it and they're just like watching it like porn, like the CCTV. They're just watching it like it's porn, and then they're like, "Oh wait, weren't we supposed to like do something? Wow, wait, he like violated a law." And then they go to watch it again to double check, and they're like, "Oh, I
and
guess we
then
could just.
and their tissues run
Oh, we're
out.
fine to him. It might happen again. We might have to look at it again. Oh,
Oh, yes. Do it in bathrooms, public play tips. I know, June 101. Do it in the bathrooms at a public stall at a time where there's not a lot of people. Because a lot of people, when they do a public play, I'm an experienced public player, right? Um, you don't want to go when there's a lot of people, but you also have to think about you have to go into the bathroom, but you also think about coming out. So if you're going in as a two, if two-person comes out of the stall, if it's a man and woman too, if a girl comes out of the stall in the men's bathroom or men coming out of the stall in the girls' bathroom, think about that. There.
no, it's like way harder. Like if there's a camera, especially, like it's way harder for heterosexual couples because I feel like it definitely takes skill even for non-heterosexual couples. So like even if it was like same sex, like guy and a guy, for example,
Mhm.
like it definitely takes skill to get away with it, and like you
Yeah.
would have to wait for there to be no people. But I
Yeah.
feel like for like obviously like different sexes, it's like if there's a camera and it sees you like going in, like that's already like the end, I feel like.
That's a crime, yeah. And I did see like
Yeah.
a Japanese porn and like people were doing it in a Japanese college campus next to a vending machine at night. So do at your discretion. I recommend car is the safest way to start. You're in your own space. Just make sure there's no policemen around and people around. And if you do get caught, run. Um,
Or drive away.
yeah, but
You
I
did.
I don't think I got caught. I think at Georgia State there was like a police rotating around this parking lot with like it's like many different floors. We're on the third floors. That's how I lost my virginity, by the way. Maybe that's why I'm also into public play because of it. But we were on the third floor doing it first time. I was screaming because I thought it would be pleasurable, but putting things up in your
Third
ass.
floor where?
Hmm?
Third floor.
Up a parking
Where?
deck. Parking deck. It was next to the main building at Georgia State. It wasn't like Adderhold or somewhere far away. It was closer to the main building, and there's like
In the
a
car?
in the car on the third floor,
Um,
not on the where you used to park in with the Japanese like closer to language. That's on the left side. I'm talking about the right side, so it's like far on the
no,
right.
I don't remember at all.
hmm So
Also, I didn't have a parking spot, so I had to park off campus
I
and
remember,
run.
I remember, I remember parking with you. I would meet up and be like, "Hello, you're going to Georgia State now? Yes, let me show you all the places."
Wait, you never met me at my parking spot.
Yes, we do. There's a one by the
What?
there's one by the
I
Japanese
always parked next to the Waffle House.
Waffle House. Yeah,
Yeah, I
there's
don't.
a that I showed you that one, the Waffle House one. I showed you how to park there because that's usually where I used to park before.
Oh my God, I don't remember any of this.
Okay, I used to show
That's
you.
how bad my memory is, and that's
I
so sad.
No, it's fine. I was actually met with Rachel and we were like, "What is that place where they sell clothing, but they also sell cartoon and T-shirts, and they're kind of going out of business? What is that place called in the mall?" And we're like, "I don't know. What's that place called?" And we called Emily, and she is 21, and she's like, and I'm like, "Wow, we're old. We can't remember stuff as fast anymore."
I don't remember that either.
Do you know what it starts with? Take a guess.
The anime store, or wait, are you talking about the emo place
Emo
where?
place. A lot of emo kids go
Oh,
there.
okay, wait. Let me go through the alphabet. This is how I remember things, by the way. And this sounds so crazy, but I go through the alphabet and I pick a letter that feels right. It's not A, or is it? Maybe. I'm feeling an H. Hot Topic.
Oh, you got it faster than we did. Yeah. Once you know the letter, maybe that's a good approach. Me and
I
Rachel were like,
kept thinking H, and the only word that popped in my mind was Holocaust. And I was like, it's not Holocaust or Hollister or whatever. I know. I was like, it's not really the best. Doesn't. Yeah. Anyways, Hot Topic. I
mhm.
mean, kind of Holocaust is a hot topic. It's too soon.
Oh
Uh,
God.
I was insensitive.
This is-
Okay. Fine.
We haven't even got famous and we're canceled already. I'm kidding. You're fine.
I
Yes. I.
I think it's better for me just to not talk. You know what I mean? Because I feel like
No, that's a goal
they try to
part.
save themselves. Like they say something a little questionable, and they try to save themselves, and then in turn they dig their hole deeper, so to speak. You know?
That's true. But
Yeah.
yeah, like, what was I saying? But there's a. I showed you the Waffle House parking spot. I
Yeah.
remember you were like, "Hey, I'm starting going to Georgia State where they're parked," and I'm like, "I got you." I used to park there all the time. And then I remember also meeting you at a different time where you parked, which was there's a library, and then there's like this weird building, and then like where all the English buildings are, and then if you go outside and on the left there's like this weird open space and you also parked in this garage over there which was very like hood-ish kind of place like in the ghetto I think so I remember you parking also there and we were like you're like should I leave stuff outside in the car that I'm like no put everything in your truck you do not want to put everything there.
I mean, honestly, even the place next to the Waffle House, even that place is so sketchy. Like,
It
I
is.
found used condoms on the ground multiple
Oh
times.
yeah because
Like,
it's right next to the dorm where we were just talking about public play, and it lines up. Oh my god.
yeah, we're acting surprised. We plan this all the time. We're actually reading a script right now.
Yes, public play, but yes. Oh, Marbury said, my friend used to have a designated abandoned parking spots for sexy time with their BF. Hot topics. Ooh, Hollister is my jam. Oh, Hollister. I used to wear them in middle school, and then I got to high school.
Your friend is pretty awesome. She's like so prepared with those parking spots.
Yeah, I
But
usually.
I have to say, part of I don't know about you, Jim,
Mhm.
but I think part of the reason I like doing it like outside is because of the ever so slight feeling that you could possibly be caught.
Mhm.
Why do
I
you like?
I like the idea of overdoing in public and possibility of getting caught, but I'm
Yeah.
also turned on by the fact that I have a partner who is trusting me enough to do it in public. I'm like, yeah,
Oh yeah, because it's like you're both committing a crime in a way.
yeah,
It's like we're going down together.
hmm and we are going down together.
Oh my God, I was so slow to get that.
Going down. Oh,
Wow.
by the way, Avi said, if I do ever do it in the future, I couldn't do it outside. I'd probably get freaked out. Hey, do it at your own comfort. There's no shame in knowing what you want. Me and Rachel went to Target today, and Target has this really big display next to the makeup booth. It says him and hers is with very like minimalistic, like very trendy font. I was like, ooh, what is this about? And the first one was like a jelly of like a hair treatment pill and for him. And the second one was for her. And other one was for him. And another one was for him that says lubricant. I saw that. Rachel didn't see it. And I found another one that says for him to make him last longer on the bed so you can have a longer climax. And I was like, wow, Target is selling this nowadays and it's advertised pretty big. And I showed it to her, and Rachel, who is on our podcast sometimes, she being a pure-hearted, wholesome friend, she saw it. She was like, "Oh, for him to last longer, and what is this Climex? What is Climex? What kind of vitamin is Climex?"
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful.
She was like, "What's a Climex?" And I was like, "Read the first one slowly, Rachel, for him to last longer." And do you know what the? And she was like, I was like, "You're."
Acclimax.
Climax. I'm gonna bring that up forever until like not now. But she's like, don't break it up in a joking way. I'm like, okay. Climax.
But you did.
Climax. I'm like, she was like, yeah, because there's other gummies here, and I'm like, I thought it was some type of vitamin. Climax. Was it like Electron? And I'm like, Climax. For him to last longer. But yeah, Target.
Oh my gosh, climax.
Target has changed so much. It
Really?
it it's just the same position, same thing, but it's just different. They have a thicker woman on the display saying thick is beautiful. I was like, yes, and then there's like more progressive photos, representation in books. They have a Black Lives Matter and supporting Black authors section. So I'm like, back in
Whoa.
my day, Target was just new trendy place, and now it's like it is new and trendy for current situations. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't been out in 2 months, so I guess Target's changed.
Hmm. Yeah, it's becoming like I think that's especially beautiful that it's supporting the Black Lives Matter movement by doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like in the end, I mean, it is a huge company. I hope they're also donating or doing something because in reality, that's such a small act to do for such a
Yeah.
big company. But it is definitely saying like showing public
Support.
support. Yeah, again, right? Black Lives Matter is a movement for
Hmm.
human rights,
Yes.
okay?
Hmm.
Equal rights.
Yes. And then I do also want to bring attention oh, the Breonna Taylor's the three officer. I think only one of them was I think indicted. I think
Convicted,
is that the word indicted or indicted? Indicted?
indicted, I think.
one officer.
Means like taken in, right?
Yeah, only one of the officer did get some sort of. Okay, two officers shot. Oh no, not this one. Two officers shot in Louisville protest over Breonna Taylor. Okay, that is not a good thing to do. Also, but no violent way.
Aubrey
Okay.
says she's so angry about it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, what was it? Ooh. There was a big article that I saw. Only one of them got punishment, basically, I think. Two of the other police officer didn't get anything else. And I just want to make sure that I'm getting this right so I don't send a false
Of
information.
course.
Yes. Meanwhile, McDonald is great. Sponsored by McDonald's. But
Oh yeah. Okay. Hmm.
hmm. Let me go to Twitter because that's where I saw it, I believe. Okay, cancel Discord. Oh, Discord is canceled now. That's trending. Oh, this could also be like a good way to start a podcast easily because we can always go to trending page on Twitter and talk about, oh, what's trending in America nowadays and be like, yes.
Trending. Ooh, June, look at you with them odd rules.
But yes, oh my
I'm just
God.
saying, you're just so awesome.
No. And you make the podcast happen because I'm lazy and usually I'm like the thought of Anna makes me want to continue the podcast. So,
Oh, that's sweet. But
yeah.
I feel like you're less lazy than me. So hey.
Oh no, I've been going to bed at 5, so you're fine. Yes.
I don't know if that means you're lazy. It just means you have a different sleeping schedule than the average person.
Thank you, thank you. I need to change the thing, but oh
So
my
this is
God,
all. What?
I hate the media because they're already like covering the two officers, like three officers who shot Breonna Taylor by trying to cover the news as, oh, at the protest, two of the officers got shot. So Black Lives Matter people are violent and they're bad people. So they're already trying to cover this with that, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Okay, I'm also just saying, and like, yeah, well, no, I know what you're saying.
mhm,
They're trying to like change the. They're
mhm,
trying to take the.
yeah,
They're trying to take the focus off the actual
mhm,
thing that matters,
yeah,
which is the wrongful death of Breonna Taylor and racism in
yeah,
America.
mhm,
And because she represents a lot of other people who have had
mhm,
similar thing happen to them
yeah,
and it needs to stop. And I mean, honestly, obviously, it's bad that people shot those police officers. Like,
yeah,
but
of course.
I don't know. To be really honest, and I know I do sound a little crazy, maybe, but I don't even believe all of those situations are
Mhm,
from the protesters. Like, I don't think it's good to automatically believe that it was the protesters who even shot them. Because,
mm,
for example, JFK's John F. Kennedy, President John F. Kennedy, his
mhm,
assassin, so to
mhm,
speak, there's so much questionable information about that, and it
mhm,
really seems like the CIA was actually the people who took out JFK. So, but they like pinned it on this random guy,
oh,
and then they hired someone to kill him before he could even testify against anything. Which I don't know if that's true. Okay, this is but there's a lot of information that points to that, and
mm,
even like with these protesters, and like even during the protesting, there was a lot of situations. You saw like pictures of police officers that were bringing piles of bricks, like they're trying to encourage this like the
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah,
behavior by providing like weapons and blah blah blah.
mhm,
So I wouldn't like necessarily I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
it's possible that the police even had something to do with that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because
I just don't trust.
Aubrey did say
I don't trust our
there is a proof that
government this much.
there's a proof that undercover cops go to protests and break the windows and stuff to make the protesters look
Yeah,
like thugs. So that's a big possibility. I
yeah.
agree. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm leaning more towards it. But like, um, Aubrey made it clear for us. Okay, so the officer got arrested for disturbing the neighborhood, not for murder. That's why people are
Ew.
angry. So I would assume I would be angry too. So, hey, end of the day, protests, be safe, vote, bitch, and cops need to be defunded way more than it is currently at. So, there's
And
that.
it's just so fucked up because I mean, I do wish we could have police because I would want to feel safe. But the thing is there's
Mm-hmm.
so many people of color who don't feel safe
Mm-hmm.
with the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, there's so many corrupt cops, like not even just about um, with people of color, just in general. There's just so much corruption.
Okay.
And in that job, you can really abuse your power and take advantage of people, like vulnerable people,
Mm-hmm.
which, especially in the US, is people of color
Mm-hmm.
and women and people with different sexual orientations.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you're not a straight white man,
Yeah,
yeah.
honestly.
But even at that, I mean, everyone has, um, even at that, they could experience some whatevers. But it's like, what do you do? Like, I mean, I see what you're saying, like defunding them. Or like they need like they need to be re-educated on like how to deal with citizens. It is definitely hard though because
Mm.
America legalizes guns, and
Yeah.
so the average citizen could have a gun, and if a police officer, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying for these cases, I'm just saying in general, there's many situations where if the police officer doesn't shoot first,
Yeah.
they could easily be killed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying too, like there's a lot of crazy like white like there's so many crazy like white serial killers especially. And
Yeah.
like yeah, the gun thing is a
And
problem.
mass shooters, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean maybe the another shitty thing is like even if at this point, even if we did deregulate or not deregulate, even if we did make it illegal to
Carry guns.
um, yeah, to take up arms and carry guns,
Mm-hmm.
like the quote unquote bad people or the like criminals will get their hands on them somehow.
Yeah.
In an illegal way, they will.
Yeah.
And so I guess in that way it's scary for everyone else. Like it's like, well, if they can and they will get their hands on a gun. I want to be able to have a gun just in case.
Yeah.
It's just a cycle.
It
Like
is.
I was watching this woman who she's American and she's been living in Iceland for over 4.5 years.
Ooh.
Very interesting to hear her opinions on America.
Hmm.
After she's a woman of color, she's African American, and she's living in Iceland now. And she was saying she felt so safe, or she feels so safe in Iceland, and like way more safe than she feels like when she's in America.
That's true.
And yeah,
I believe like that also a lot has to do with like country not owning a gun, but also like of a sense of education in a way that everyone is allowed to get an education at least some sort of form. I feel like a lot of like people like even some places in the neighborhood they purposely don't teach education to people, or like it's the system again is broke so people wouldn't complete school, high school, even middle school, to the point. I feel like that's why it's needed. And
Yeah.
there is definitely a difference between people who, I mean, home education is also same in a way, but like there is difference between people who wasn't taught certain things. And then history class, in a way, math class, like especially history, it teaches you, oh God, people did terrible things, and you're like, okay, oh wow, war is bad, people killing each other. I don't know, like I think it
Yeah.
shapes us for who we are, and yeah,
No, but that is like that's what you always hear, and it's still strange that Trump has defunded a lot of education systems. That is just so strange to me because education is number one, and you don't even have to be so educated to know that. Like, it's just like education is the key, as they say. Education is key.
no, it's key in everything you want to do. Even if you want to
Yeah,
be a weed dealer, or if you want to be like some other person or whatever, it plays a role in everything in art. Even there's like a video that I saw of like teaching kids why it's important to learn stuff, and like you use it in some life or some form in every way. You think about cooking, you use science that you learn from class. Oh, there's a sugar, and where does it melt faster or blend in with the liquid faster? You warm the water up, or you warm the coffee up, or you warm like the
yeah,
milk up, so that if you put in sugar, it melts faster. Versus if you put a cold coffee or like a cold milk, you just put a sugar. It's like, when is it gonna mix? Like it's a basic sense that we're privileged enough to like, oh, know these kind of stuff, but there are people
yeah,
I know who doesn't know. I met someone who didn't went to like middle school or high school. Like when I was working during Georgia State at a sandwich shop, one of the chef at the sandwich shop I used to work at, he didn't complete his school. And like sometimes I could have to explain certain things about like, oh, this is how it works, and this is why it's $7 and why we get this much tip, and it's definitely needed in life.
wow.
But
Yeah, I mean, and even in within the education system, we have to have quality control because I mean, this it sounds really crazy, but it's common where people can't read
yeah,
and they get all the way even to university, but they can't read.
yeah,
Isn't that amazing? That
mm,
they like first of all, those people, wow, they're really I mean, they probably had to cheat a lot, I don't know.
yeah,
But how they could and it was probably too embarrassing to say and their teachers probably didn't care enough to
yeah,
like make sure can you actually read?
yeah.
Like the statistics are kind of crazy about that.
It is.
Like that was very mind blowing for me to hear that. And because I was taking it was a sociology class, I think, in
Mm-hmm.
university, and there were actually people in the class that raised their hands
Mm-hmm.
that were like, yeah, I have problems reading, or I couldn't actually read, or I couldn't write, or my friend couldn't, or blah blah blah. I was like, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
That is crazy. Oh my God.
And I like Aubrey commented saying it's way too easy to become a cop now. That's so sad.
And there are definitely good cops out there. Again, we are, every time we say this, we're not saying all cops are bad. My neighbor behind is a
Yeah.
cop, and he always waves at us, and they're like, hello, and we're like, hello, and they're like, we gonna have a party tomorrow. Is that okay? And we're like, that's okay. Then they're loud as fuck, and I let them be because they are
I
young.
mean, it's so like I don't even want to smile at a cop because then I feel like they're gonna talk to me. And the thing is, like, I don't really have to worry about anything necessarily, but it's like I just like even in Japan, like being like a foreign
Person,
person, a
yeah,
foreigner, I don't want them to like do because like the cops here, they're allowed to just search all your stuff if they want to at any time without any like
no,
warning. And so they can just like open your bag like forcefully, and they can like look at your um well, you have to always carry your residence card with you. You have to have it. If you don't have it, I don't even know. Do you remember what happens, Aubrey, if you don't carry it with you? You either get like a huge fine or they take you in. I don't know.
That's so
But like
mean. I
I
get it.
don't have to worry so much because I don't look like that suspicious, and I usually just don't look at the cops just in case.
Yeah.
But like people who have tattoos, because there's such a strong
Stigma.
image of
Yeah.
gangsters,
Yeah.
like any foreign person who has tattoos, like they're constantly being
Yeah.
checked. Like so often, like I hear from people who have tattoos, like visible tattoos, and they're just like,
Mm.
yeah, I get checked all the time.
Mm.
And the cops aren't like even nice about it, like a lot of the time. They're just
Yeah.
like, open your bag.
Please? I'll look at him and say please. If you say please.
But obviously I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how people of color feel in
Mm-hmm.
Japan.
Yeah.
I feel pretty safe, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really speak for that because I'm not a person of color.
It's
I don't know how black people feel in Japan.
I'm sure there's a stigma in racism. There's a YouTube page I watch. It's called something about. It's literally all the Black African Americans in Japan. One of them is like a lawyer in Japan for 40 years, and she's like this white old like black lawyer in Japan, and it was super cool to see like how she lived her daily life. And then the page got more movement, and they did a protest in Japan for Black Lives Matter movement, not to like bring attention, it like cause any problem, just to bring attention to what's going on around the world. I thought it was cool. Like Korea, China, and Japan, they did it on the same day. Like they did a protest of like all the African American like foreigners, except China, they kick out a lot of African American foreigners from their apartment. Looks good on them. So hey, what else? But
I was watching I watched this one um
tomato.
what?
No, you were watching One Tomato.
Oh, tomato. This one YouTuber, I think his name is like Lao Y 40 something, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
But he's Lao Wei. Anyways, I
Mm-hmm.
can't speak Chinese if you could tell. But he's a white American dude
Mm-hmm.
who's been living in China for over 10 years, and he
Mm-hmm.
speaks Chinese and like
Mm-hmm.
la la la. But
Mm-hmm.
he was the government was had a special unit that was searching for him because he had been taking videos in China,
Oh.
and like they weren't even like mean, like bad towards China. Most of
Mm-hmm.
them were very positive,
Okay.
but because he was showing areas of China that China didn't want people to see, like where the people were really poor and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
what didn't look perfect and
Mm-hmm.
la la la.
Mm-hmm.
They were searching for him, and like his friends had been put in jail and probably will never get out of jail
Oh my
for
God.
doing journalism there. Yeah. Well, and he didn't have like if you don't have a journalist license in China,
Mm-hmm.
you're not allowed to do interviews with people.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he did do that or what, but
Mm-hmm.
he had to escape China through Hong Kong, and
Oh.
he was questioned. Anyways, I think especially right now,
Mm-hmm.
China is getting even more strict
Oh my.
with foreign people, and they had the recent thing with Hong Kong for the
Yeah.
CPP,
Yeah.
the Chinese Communist Party.
Mm-hmm.
They
I heard possibility of like a lot of people from England might be moving to Hong Kong as well, like England
what?
citizen. There's a talk about like to fight against China and their control. There's a lot of England people who's
That
going
ain't
to.
gonna help.
I don't know.
Not
There's
gonna help I mean, I don't know anything. Never mind. I take that back.
No.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm just like, it just feels so dangerous. And
I know it is very dangerous,
you
and
don't
it
have freedom of speech there
they're
anymore. It's
trying
gone.
they're
It's gone,
literally
gone.
risking their life for this
Yeah.
movement. So I'm like,
And now there's no protection, so people from Hong Kong can be taken to China. They can be
yeah.
taken back to China, or not back, but they can be taken over to China
Mm-hmm.
if the Chinese if they want to do that.
Yeah. I
That's so scary.
I wouldn't want to fight China because they scary. And I'd be like, oh my God, you scary. And I want to walk away and bye bye.
It's just the thing that, like, I hear like a lot of the time. It's not like a like what we're used to where you have like a
Mm-hmm.
proper trial. It's just kind of like, this is what we think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're doing that. All
Yeah.
right. Like, and I think they have right now, or it's been going on for a little while, but they have like large ethnic minority groups, because like Han Chinese is the majority,
Mm-hmm.
the major power, kind of like white people in America. And but they have a lot of minority groups, like a lot.
They do.
That they don't
Some.
talk about really. But right now they have a re-education program where
Oh.
it's basically like a labor camp, or
Mm-hmm.
like a what is it called?
Training.
Let's see.
Huh? Hollister camp. Holly.
No, no, not a holocaust. No, there's a name for this. Oh my god, I forgot. I'm forgetting English. Aubrey, help me.
Isn't there like a
Aubrey.
Holocaust camp that you're talking about? No, entitlement camp.
Yeah, but it's at the sea. It's not called a Holocaust camp. It's called
Concentration camp.
what?
Concentration camp.
Concentration camp.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like concentration camps right now
Mm-hmm.
in China for these minority groups, and there's been footage. I think it might have been Google actually, and
Oh.
they got in huge trouble. I'm not sure. That might be wrong,
Okay.
but someone, or not Google, some like rich company or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they took secret videos overhead of the
Yeah.
people, like they're like blindfolded and like their hands are behind their back,
Oh
and the
my.
chain leaders are like marching them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they took like secret video of that, and a lot of people saved it before it was deleted,
Oh.
and it's real shit. And they're not telling people about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy shit.
That is crazy.
This world is so fucked up. I'm just like, there's so much, and in America too, there's so much fucked up things. There are so many fucked up things that are going on, and it's just scary.
Yeah.
Where are we safe?
At nowhere. Well, it's sad, but I'm safe when I'm with you. So, hey.
We could all just move to Iceland and make our own societies. Make an indoor beach so we never have to go outside.
I'm sure I'll probably be a god in Iceland and start a cult and be like, yes.
I have been very interested in like
Starting a
more
cult?
white clothing.
Okay.
Not like white color
Mm-hmm.
white clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we should all, no, you're wearing blue, I'm wearing blue. We can do blue clothing cult.
Okay.
Aubrey, are you wearing blue?
Da-ba-dee-da-ba-da? Let's see.
I feel like Aubrey's got bored of us and she's like
She's
left.
gone. Yeah, there's currently 0 viewers. Just you and me. Hey.
It's just you and me.
But there are people who watch replay, so do not worry. This is for you, bitch.
Really?
Yes. One
Oh my
person.
god. Because they know that our talks are juicy and they want to
Yes.
know everything.
Speaking of juicy talk, let's talk about what's trending in Twitter at the moment.
Oh yes!
So apparently there's a theory that face masks could be giving people COVID immunity.
What?
Academics have suggested face masks may be inadvertently giving people COVID-19 immunity and making them less sick from the virus. Researchers have suggested that wearing masks might be helping to reduce the severity of coronavirus. True or false?
I mean, so it's saying after you get it, it
Wearing,
reduces the severity?
I
Is
think
that what
it's
it's
just
saying?
saying if you wear a mask, when you do wear a mask, it possibly gives you the immunity of COVID-19, and also if you might get it afterward, but if you wear a mask, it might reduce the severity of getting it because you are wearing a mask.
So there's some, I see.
And
So maybe
mhm,
it's like the amount of
mhm.
COVID particles, the amount of the virus particles that get into your body. So maybe if you're wearing a mask, less of them get into your body, so it's less severe, maybe like that.
Maybe I think that's what it is.
I mean, I don't know if that's what they're saying. I think it's possible. I don't really. I mean, yeah, that could be a thing. And then definitely, like, if you've seen like the memes, it shows like the percentage of how likely you are to get it.
Yeah.
So like one person wears a mask, the other person doesn't. This person is really like at risk. The person wearing the mask is at risk for getting it. But then if the other person is also wearing a mask, the risk is much lower for spreading it.
Yeah.
And then you keep the distances.
How about this? I don't talk about four different topics that is trending in Twitter. One is
Okay.
one is gonna be fake, and you have to guess which one's fake.
Okay, so from now on, you're talking about four more or three more?
Yes. Three more. Well, four more to make it fun. Okay. So the first one is the end of the mask economy that is booming right now is coming near the end of it because
Okay.
like mask is available everywhere now. And
Okay.
then second one is would a $1,000 stimulus check every 2 week will be given starting next 2 weeks? Possibly. Second one. Third one is Amazon reveals a new hardware product. Could be true, could not be true. And fourth one is there's a huge. Sorry, that's how you always say it. Trump, huge. America, it's huge. There's a huge climate change protest happening in Russia.
Number two is a lie.
Which one?
The money.
Yeah. Oh, that was easy. It was more of would $1,000 of stimulus check every 2 weeks could possibly help the community? Question mark. It wasn't like it's coming. It's
Of
more
course it would, but it's not gonna happen.
yeah. But yeah, but I can't believe like Russia. There's a climate change protest happening.
Wow.
Apparently, like I can't say that name. Arshak Mashkan. Sorry. Um,
Say it with confidence. I like that.
it's very Russian, but oh, a young protesters holding a sign saying "Strike for Climate" on Moscow Square didn't have to long wait for police to arrive. His one-man protest lasted 30 minutes and detained this summer, second Friday. Oh, it's just one man. Sad. It's just one dude at a holding sign saying climate change is fake. Oh God.
He was arrested?
No, police just came in like, hey, what's up? Or was he
Oh,
actually the good
yeah,
one?
bro. That's right. Keep going. Keep that sign up. The face
What's
of a is June.
what's a strike for climate? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Like strike. Strike is like similar to protest, but it's kind of like where they don't do something. Like you go on like for example writer's strike.
I think it's like a hmm.
So it's like you're like protesting and you don't you say, I'm not gonna do this, or we're gonna not buy this? Or is that a boycott? I guess that's
Ooh,
different.
okay, okay. It seems like it's a good thing. It's just one person that stood up to the government that's saying there's no climate change. He's going out saying there is a climate change coming.
Okay. He's like, bitches, there'll be climate
And then
change.
it seems like it's coming on with all the other retailers that I follow. Best Buy, Amazon, and GameStop, they signed a contract for climate saying, hey, we're going to contribute to part of climate change. And it seems like it's a trend. A lot of big multi-billionaire companies that's like, hey, we're going to do our parts in climate change, which is good. But it also seems like, look at us. We're doing the good thing, which is good, which is good. But like, look at me. Why can't you be like Christina Aguilera and like support, or Taylor Swift even, and support anonymously and be like, you know, and not get found? Because they would like support a lot of charities to like LGBT, women's, and abuse, and none of them were like, hey, I'm Taylor Swift and I'm donating it, or I'm Christina Aguilera. So hey, yeah.
I kind of get it though. It's kind of like, because celebrities are just constantly nitpicked, and
Hmm.
it's like, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. So
Yeah.
it's like annoying, but I feel like to some degree, you
Yeah.
kind of have to be like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
doing something.
I'm
So
giving my
I kind of
money.
get it.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, bitch, my money's here. Hmm.
Bitch, I'm doing shit.
Bitch, I'm doing shit, and I'm doing it real good. You know what they say.
Yeah, yeah.
What is one thing that's been bothering you this week or on your mind?
Bothering me.
For me, it's like not going to bed
Yeah.
on time and waking up at 2 p.m.
Oh.
I need to change that.
For me, it's getting a job.
Same.
Okay, so basically, I've been using an agent for the past like 2 months, and this agent, like, I think what I have learned before,
Hmm.
and what I'm trying to um, remember and actively do is, if something is not working, then you need to change it. You
Yeah.
need to change what you're doing.
Hmm.
So this is not working for me. This
Yeah.
agent is not working for me.
Yeah.
I don't think he has my best interest.
Yeah.
Blah blah. And so I think I'm still gonna use the service because it's free,
Oh,
right?
nice. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna rely on it as much as I have. Like I'm just gonna today, even after this podcast, I'm gonna do a little more active searching. And
Yeah.
like I'm talking with someone who's a working person in society, and they were like giving advice because I was like, how should I be looking for a job? Like I just don't know, because there's so many websites you can look at, like Indeed, for
Yeah.
example, and then in Japan there's like a whole lot of other websites. But yeah, I guess like what he was saying is just if you have a company in mind, it's kind of obvious, but it's just something I don't like know like where, like you
Yeah.
know where you want to work. I don't know like where I want to work, but he's just like if you have a company you're interested in, maybe just apply directly, or yeah. So I'm gonna try that. That seems like
Yes.
obvious, but
It's
yeah.
always better, even on Indeed. You don't, there's like an easy and apply. It's always better to, even there's an Indeed application, it's always better to go to their actual site and apply it. And sometimes like it also works on the Indeed as just as much. But like, I'm so glad that you are like, yes. I didn't know that it was like, this agent is like, not that he's a shit or she, or it's just like, you know, it's not working. And you realize, I gotta do this, and I'm taking control, and I'm applying it, and I'm gonna get a job. And you will! You will get a job, and don't worry if you get rejections. It's normal. I got rejected 40 times. I got rejected 15 times last 2 weeks, and I did an interview later today, and I think it went well, and I did another interview, but before that, I got rejected so many times. And at this point, I'm like, come rejection, give it to me so I can finally get some good one, you know? So, yes, yes,
Wow, I mean that's kind of a cool place to be in though, where you're like, okay with it.
yeah,
Because I feel like it definitely gets you
it
at
does.
the beginning. You're like, why didn't they choose me? And you're trying to be like, no, they
Yeah.
just weren't right for me.
And it's like a breakup, but it's weird because it's your skills. I applied for a game company in Canada 2 weeks ago. I got a first interview, and they were like, "Oh, can you do a test?" And I did the test, like which is basically like animate something in their style. And they're like, "Oh, although you have the really impressive background, we felt like we didn't like your test blatantly." And like it was basically, yeah, you have a great background, you worked in amazing companies, but your animation sucked, so we're not gonna hire you, right? So I'm like, okay. First I was like, ah, it bothers me, but for like 2 seconds in the past, because I was just like, okay, I failed the test, whatever. But now I'm like, as soon as I failed that one, and a week after more rejection, I finally scored this one, and I'm not sure if I'm still gonna score it. Wish me luck, but I'm like, yes, give it to me, come all over my face and be like, yeah, my tits too, come over everywhere and give me those rejections. And that's when you know, you're like, yes, I'm a rejection master. And that's so sad, but like,
And that needs to be something we record and we just play just that part.
yes,
Yes, I'm a rejection master.
yeah. So,
That was gold.
my advice is go out there, apply everywhere, and put your time into it, and get rejected a ton. And
No,
you,
that's what I've been doing. I've been applying to a lot of places, but obviously my agent. I mean, obviously they're also not doing their job very well because if they
yes,
were, they would have picked someone that I don't know would have been. I guess like you don't know. And I mean the
yeah,
shitty thing is like what she was telling me, which I think can easily be true, is because it's Corona, it's like way harder to get a job. So
it is,
most
yeah.
most people are applying. You have to apply to a minimum 60 companies, 60, just to get like something. And then most people are applying to even more than that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ugh. I had like little moments where I have a little cry fest, and I'm like,
That's okay.
a job. But then I'm like,
Oh, Corona. But, oh my God. But, hey, it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to
oh
cry.
my gosh.
There, there. There, there. Patting you in the back. Is this patronizing? Because,
You're
like,
like this to my face.
yes. Rachel was like hanging out with her. She's like, "Yo, don't patronize me." And I'm like, I don't know what patronizing is, but I like doing that anyway. So, yes. Hugs.
Yeah, it's kind of like acting like the other person. It's almost like treating them like a child, like as if you're much wiser and
Oh
better,
no. No, no,
and you're
no.
kind of like, "Oh,
Yeah.
so cute." I know everything, kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yes. I think it
Yeah, you
most
do that like, but you don't mean to do it, but you do it like naturally, and it comes across that way. But I know you don't mean it that way.
trained by my mama, but yeah, it's like when she's like saying, "Oh, do you know how to?" Nothing. There's like this Korean thing that I bought, and it has English label on it, and she's like, she read it. I'm like, yeah. How did I do, June? I'm like, you did great. I know.
She read the label.
It was bad though. You have to understand. It was a bad pronunciation.
Mom, I mean not mom. I was gonna call you mom. Dude, I can't.
Oh yeah, mom. But yes,
I can't say anything. I think your mom definitely tries, but I can understand.
yes. You know what they?
She's
But
awesome.
this is how I learn, and I catch myself, so I don't make this mistake at work or somewhere. So I can be like, yes, Bob, you want the paper done? Oh, Bob, don't worry. Your wife divorced you because, I don't know, you suck. And it's okay. I have a husband and 4 kids, but it's fine. But that's not true. I'm just delusional and losing my mind. But on that beautiful note, I do want to go to sleep early because tomorrow I have to wake up early. Finally changing my sleep schedule. How are you feeling?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Look at you.
I'm doing this because like I stayed up late and then I slept 5 hours. So tonight I don't have to stay up until 5, so I can just die and be like, yes. Hmm. Get
All
some
right,
nap.
everybody. Love you. I know there's no one watching this right now,
But there will
but
be someone
afterwards.
watching. We had 5 people come in, so that was pretty a lot. It's usually we get 4 with Aubrey,
Oh,
Kane.
but I'm here too on my account.
So still that's regular people. 4 people. Aubrey, Kane, someone and someone, and it's not Rachel, so who it is. But you know what they say. Get those interviews and apply and drink Deer Park and you'll be
Oh my
great.
god.
Yes. When you're depressed, Deer Park. Yes.
It's the antidepressant of water.
Yes, it makes you endearing. Anyway, I love you. Have a lot of Kleenexes in your life. And yeah, even the camera's blurring. It knows. It's like June.
Kleenex. Get them Kleenexes.
Yes.
Them Clemex. No, it was Clemex, right? Clemex.
Climax. Yes, it sounds like a lot of things.
Clemex. Everyone, go have those Clemexes.
Yes. Go look in your applications. Oh, I look like a nun from like, what is it, from like the medieval times in America when women were called
Yeah.
witches?
Yeah, you look like a maid or something,
I'm
like the servants. Like,
and I go in and be like, "Hello, Master Jonathan. My family is dying from
will I wash your
coronavirus."
feet with my mouth?
Yes. I'll suck your toe if you can give me a bread.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Anyway, gotta pass out. Thank you, Anna, for this VJ podcast. And we,
Thank you.
yeah, on Fuck Zoom. We're on Google Meets where everything's smoother and better. Yes.
Yeah. Peace out, home dogs.
And this was June.
Clemexes. Oh, it's Anna. Yeah.
And we are. Well, I did notice it. Why do you always wait for me to say it? Now I want.
I don't know, because I said it in the intro. I thought maybe you would say it in the finale.
It's true.
Okay, we'll say it together. This is
Beat. J Podcast! Woo! Okay, get those. Get that work, get that sleep, get that beautiful climaxes. Mwah. And the stream is over.